What's up, YouTube? JRL back at it again. Do not mind the god dang bandage, but it's been a while since I talked to y'all. I know the new year started. We in February today, this month, so boom, like a lot's been happening, a lot's been going on. Uh, but let me be transparent. I want this channel to be as transparent as I can possibly be. If I feel like if I'm open with you all, then even if it's like people that sees my content, at the end of the day, it's me being transparent with me. So I gotta, be more comfortable with um, finding my groove with how I express myself to other people and, you know, just live a honest lifestyle. Uh, but as you can see, it's a new background. New
Wow.
background. Uh, I don't think there's gonna be any more palm trees in the near future. It may be some palm trees in the future, but as of right now, I don't see any palm trees happening lately or soon. So yeah, we did a move. Uh, it was a big move, kind of a big move, but not too big. If anything, I feel like I went backwards with this move. And we just got to see where it goes from there. It comes from here, goes from there. You know, uh, and you're probably wondering, well, Joshua, why did you move? And I'm gonna just be completely honest with myself. I moved because I lost where I live. I had a chance to go back and make it right. But to be honest, that space had like so many things uh, attached to it that I personally was not a fan of. If I'm being super honest, um, I didn't even want to be in that predicament to begin with. Uh, but it's like when people have power over you and you have little say so in your own life, it's like if I got a little say so in my life, then what the hell is it even point in living my life? What's the hell does it even mean if I'm living? If if the say so in my life doesn't make sense. So yeah, like I got there and at ATL, I had a video on ATL, but I got to ATL and it was like it wasn't for me. It was good to have a break away from the people I was with before then, but during that moment, it's like I appreciate it. I tried to appreciate it more in the moment, but looking back, it's like no, that was something I didn't want for myself. Um, and that's the thing when you like, I don't know if you like manifest or say prayers, but you gotta really watch what you say in your prayers or in your it's what like certain ways, certain wordage, certain intent has to be given so you can you know grow in a space that you feel comfortable with. Some people say your desired reality or whatever, but I just think it's the life that you ultimately want to live. So they probably talk about that in the Bible or whatnot, and whatnot. I'm not a teacher of the Bible. I do read the Bible here and there, but not as often as I should. I'm just in the beginning stages of spiritual. So, and that it's in itself is like, well, turn a lot of heads with that one, but I digress anyway. So yeah, so I'm back at a home that I can call home. You know, I live with people, and I lived with before, and it's like they have their ways of living, and I got my ways of living. At ET, I got so used to my alone time. I'm gonna take a sip of this coffee real quick. But yeah, my alone time, my solitude, my personal space. I was getting to know that, and it got to the point where I guess this video is all over the place. It's like an update. This is an update video. If anybody was wondering, like, what is he talking about?
God.
It's just an update of my life, guys. Like, relax. Um, anyway, but I got so used to the comfort of my own space, my own personal space, and I took that for granted. Majority of the time. There were some times that I didn't take it for granted, but there was also times where I did. And I think being asked to live on my own and asked to be back to where I was before, it's like, no, the next step wasn't to go back where I was. You don't want to go backwards in life. You don't. Nobody does. Even if you do go backwards, you're not ultimately going backwards. You always want to go forward in life, and you always want to feel like you're going forward. Because you can always go forward and feel like you're going backwards. But you always want to go forward and feel like you're going forward, because that's where it feels like progress is being mostly made. So I don't know. I just didn't see the progress I was making was ultimately going forward. So, and in turn, I went backwards. And you may be asking, well, how did you get here? Why did you go back to where you was, knowing that you were, better off being on your own? I fell into a relapse. I broke my cycle of sobriety. My sobriety journey. I was sober for a year and 8 months, it felt like. Let's see. Because in 2024, in April, is when I started my sobriety journey. 2025 in April would have been a year. And then in December, I broke that cycle. So you can do the math. I'm not about to count, because that's not what I'm here for. If you want to go to a counting channel, type in the search bar, counting channel on YouTube. But that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to tell you that I mess up. And a lot of people mess up. But I messed up because I see it as a mess up. I see it as a mess up because I'm still holding on to an old identity that if you do a certain thing, you are falling victim of being wrong. But that's the thing, like, I didn't have no role model, and the role models I did have, they didn't live the life I wanted to live. So in my eyes, it's like I'm doing all this from scratch. I'm the oldest of two, me and my younger brother. I'm the oldest. Nobody laid the path out for me. Nobody. So when I live this life and I'm trying these different things that I see other people do to see if that's actually good, if it's not actually good, or it's a neutral thing, neutral good, neutral evil, however you want to see that. It's at the end of the day, it's neutral, so it's based off your own judgment. Anyway, I fell victim to my relapse. And during the relapse, I got a car, I got more money, I expanded my relations with people, I expanded more. So you would think in the moment everything was grand, everything seemed perfect in that moment, but boom, in an instant, all gone, all gone. But you want to know the craziest thing? The craziest thing nobody will ever tell you, that the person who relapse or do drugs will ever tell you. Well, the person who do drugs will tell you, but the person who relapse and stays sober and been sober would never tell you they want to do it again. You may get some odd ones that say, yeah, I still want to do it, but I don't. No, they either doing it or not. And that was clouding my mind. It was a heavy cloud in the back of my subconscious, like I gotta do it, I gotta do it, I gotta do it. So I'm just talking in the perspective of an addict. I know I have a problem, but I'm good. I'm good. I'm good because I see myself as good. I'm well because I see myself as well. I'm amazing because I see myself as amazing. But I do have those inclinations and moments that make me think otherwise. My father and my father's father lived a life that I would never know, because that's not my life. But I know the life I live has heavy influences on the people I met, the people I seen in passing, and the people I've been around in spiritual moments. Whether that's in praise and worship or sleeping and dreaming. So, but yeah, that's the big thing. Your boy relapse, and I think I'm gonna do it again. Yeah, y'all take care now.